show, we're going to meet the Australian who is taking a commercial flight to space next week. First, though, vaccine passports are meant to help things open up safely, but there are some flaws in the system.
I've had requests on LinkedIn and Twitter asking for fake passports.
For a while now, the Australian government has been like, we have got to learn to live with coronavirus. But we're about to find out what things will be like when we open up with COVID in the community. New South Wales will be the first state to do that, and eventually other states and territories will follow. And a big part of making this safe will be vaccine passports. But as we've seen in the past, cyber stuff is not necessarily this country's strong point, and there are some flaws in the system. I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about having to show your proof of vaccination to get into venues and events in the future? Call me 1300 055536 to understand what is going wrong. Shalala Madura has been looking at what the plan is for this situation.
When I say we don't know what it's going to look like, we've had kind of cutesy pictures of what the little green tick on your phone is going to look like, but we haven't had any kind of technical information about how it's going to work.
2-week trials of the COVID vaccine verification system are meant to begin in regional parts of New South Wales and Victoria. But Vanessa Teague, head of thinking cybersecurity and computing expert at the Australian National University, says the details are super vague. People who've been fully vaccinated can access their certificates through the Medicare app, and then that either gets stored on their phone or printed out.
Now there are movements with this sort of functionality being built into the state-based apps.
Ben Bailey is a software developer and company owner living in Melbourne. He says state governments are considering linking their checking apps with Medicare, so authorities and businesses can view your certificate and verify if you're being jabbed.
We haven't seen them yet, they haven't been released, so we don't know how they're going to look.
Strange they haven't worked this out yet, because as Jared Howard from Services Australia says, this has been on the cards for a while.
In June, we went live with a vaccination certificate in the Medicare Online Express Plus app.
He told a Senate committee last month that rather than building a whole new app for the passports, Services Australia stuck with technology that people already knew how to use.
People are quite familiar with using the constellation of MyGov and Medicare Online and the Medicare Express Plus app. We wanted to leverage that capability.
Yeah, but every state and territory has a different check-in app and different verification requirements, which is where the paper certificates come in.
At the moment, it looks like the fallback if you travel interstate is going to be you print out a PDF and show it to some poor staff member at a restaurant, and they have to kind of look at this piece of the paper and squint at the coat of arms and hope that it's a legitimate certificate.
And this is one of the biggest concerns that experts like Fen and Vanessa have.
There just aren't any fraud protections at the moment at all. And any 9-year-old with Photoshop could put their name onto somebody else's certificate and nobody would ever know it.
Independent Senator Rex Patrick, who's a teeny bit older than 9, told the Senate committee he had no problem faking a vaccine certificate.
I produced a forged document within 10 minutes.
Rebecca Skinner from Services Australia said there were protections in place already because it's illegal to forge documents.
There's rules around the use of the coat of arms, there's rules around how you would put in place a watermark.
But Fen doesn't really buy this argument.
By that rationale, none of us should bother having locks on our doors because, it's illegal to enter someone's house without permission. So why do we bother with locks? We can just, whenever someone comes in, we could just prosecute them.